Hey, boys, look what I got here. Hey, where are the white women at?
Here is a Forbes article, 2 warnings about The Last of Us Part 2. I got hip to this story about a cancellation of a YouTuber, apparently another lefty like me, who's getting canceled because he dared to think outside the bubble. He dared to give an opinion that wasn't sanctioned by the far left. And so let's take a look at this Forbes article. 2 warnings about The Last of Us Part 2 review scores. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's written by Eric Kane. I'm not going to read the whole article, but let's just go through some of the more interesting parts, shall we? So he says here the review embargo of The Last of Us 2 was lifted Friday, the 12th, 1 week before the game's June 19th release on PlayStation 4. According to Metacritic, Naughty Dog's latest is a critical darling, nabbing 96 out of 100 and earning numerous gushing accolades from reviewers, calling it not only the best game of the generation, but perhaps the best game ever made. Shill media. This is why people don't trust the access media. People don't trust gaming journalism. They've been bought and paid for a long time now. And you don't trust the shills, you don't trust the access media. They're not going to give you an honest review. Because if they give you an honest review, and it doesn't co-sign to what the narrative is, coming out of California, coming out of the game developers, Hollywood TV, and all those batshit crazy far leftists, then you're going to get canceled. You're not going to get your access. You're not going to be treated well. You're going to be ostracized because you didn't capitulate to the groupthink. Whether or not this leaves something important is impossible to say since I haven't played the game. Here at Forbes, we did not receive a review code for The Last of Us Part 2, nor were we told why, so I'm unable to offer up any analysis or impressions. I would not be able to talk about the second half of the game anyways, thanks to the embargo, which only prevents discussion of the game's ending. So we're left with a very big, roughly 12-hour question mark, with some reviewers saying whether or not you like the game may come down to what happens during the section they're not able to talk about. Others note that the game's best bits are in its embargoed stretch. Second, and arguably more important, some reviews, even those who ultimately liked the game, found the violence extreme to the point of questioning whether they could even finish playing. Since the game is somewhat between 25 to 30 hours long, you can see how that could be a problem. Damn. Really? And it's not just the violence. Some critics are calling the story needlessly bleak. Its characters completely changed from the first game, and its story riddled with plot holes. Sounds like The Last Jedi. Let's take a look at some of the more critical reviews. Here's one. I've always felt a little uncomfortable with the idea of a sequel. The Last of Us had a damn near perfect ending. One of the best and most ambiguous and unsettling I've ever encountered. If nothing else, a sequel means that ending no longer actually an ending. The story picked up years later, according to everything I've seen and read and watched, the characters have changed. Ellie in particular has become someone else entirely. In SkillUp's excellent review of The Last of Us Part 2, the YouTuber expresses Ellie and her story in The Last of Us 2 to Daenerys Targaryen in the final season of Game of Thrones. Oh boy. That's a deeply unflattering comparison, and he means for it to be. Watch the whole video below to get some big takeaways. I don't know SkillUp. I've never watched SkillUp. I didn't even know he existed until this article. That's the first time I've ever heard of this cat. But go check him out since he's being referenced and see if you like him. Here are some of his points. Character choices and plot holes were so bad throughout that at times he would laugh out loud. The game is 25 hours long, and one section feels like a 10-hour side quest. He said he would have not have finished it had he not been reviewing it. There are improvements to graphics, combat, and exploration, but the AI is still very bad. The story is relentlessly bleak. There are no likable characters and no comic relief, and everything you liked about the characters in the first game is gone. Sounds like Disney Star Wars. There are a few interesting script cinematic scenes, and the game is far too long and boring. On the plus side, it has the best difficulty setting, fine-tuning ever, and looks gorgeous. I mean, so there's some positive things, right? I'd suggest you go watch this video, get a better idea of what he's saying. All right, let's just say that this is, this is a bad review, right? In this bad review, he gave you, in these points at least, positives and negatives, right? Right? It wasn't just perfectly awful, right? And it wasn't perfectly good. Now, let's take a look at Let's take a look at the shill media, the paid shill media, the access media. Look at this. 10s, 10, 10, 10, 10, 5, 5, 5, 10, 10, 10. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Even the best games of all times have one or two flaws. No game is perfect. All right? No game is perfect. Now, I can get one or two people, reviewers, actually loving it and giving it a perfect score. I mean, I'm not saying that's outside the norm, but look at all of these paid access media bullshit game journalists giving you nothing but praise, towing the line, repeating the echo chamber, circling the wagons around social justice bullshit rhetoric, far leftists, and going, oh my God, this is stunning and brave. That only happens with the access media, and that's why people don't trust the access media. And that's why people look to the Fandom Menace for real commentary. Look to independent creators on YouTube. Look to bloggers. Look to websites that don't kneel, like Bleeding Full, Bounding into Comics. This is why these platforms are needed. Because, I'll be honest with you. If I played this game, I'm not gonna, but if I played this game and I found things that I liked, I would tell you. So would any honest other independent creator out there, whether they're a blogger or a writer or a YouTuber. They would hopefully give you their honest opinion. Didn't like this, thought this was okay, like this. That's why we need more independent content, more independent creators. If you're a writer, take that leap, start writing. If you got a camera and you want to start making videos on YouTube or any other platform where you can, do it. Because we need our voices. The only way that we are going to stop the access media, the only way we're going to have our voices heard is if we speak it. So please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Give me a like, comment, let me know what you think about this. And thank you very much to everybody who's watched this video. I am author Stephen Walton, the Fandom Menace historian, your historian, born in the chats with my brothers and sisters. Wash your hands, wash your ass, be good to each other. Peace.
Hail, my brothers and sisters in the chat. Hail the Fandom Menace. It is the Fandom Menace historian, your Fandom Menace historian, born in the chats with my brothers and sisters, letting you know that the Fandom Menace Volume 1, A Fandom Betrayed, is back in demand. You can pick up this first edition book on Indiegogo for a limited time. Here's a comment from someone well respected in our community, Shellback, commenting on the importance of the Fandom Menace Volume 1.
Get on Indiegogo and order a copy of that damn book, or you're an effing retard. Okay, that's yeah.
Pick up your copy today.